Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the other merry and happy things I wish to you this holiday season and beyond. Let's all hope that 2020 will bring more pleasant surprises than otherwise. So let's cross our fingers for that. Guys, this Christmas I had this realization that I finally divorced food and holidays. So what I mean by that, you can sum up this realization in one phrase that I came up with recently, and it goes like this. I don't need Christmas cake, I don't need Christmas to allow myself a piece of cake, and I don't need a piece of cake to make Christmas matter. Again, I don't need Christmas to allow myself a piece of cake, and I don't need a piece of cake to make Christmas matter. So basically what it means is food is enjoyable and we can enjoy it whenever we feel it's the most appropriate time, whether that Christmas or not, right? And we don't have to feel guilty about that time or that choice. But then also, holidays are not there to stuff ourselves. We can enjoy all the other things, connecting with people we love, spending more time doing things with people we love, and also doing things that we love, resting more, maybe traveling locally, if not globally these days, dedicating more time to our hobbies or to cleaning stuff in our house, in our minds, in our lives. So there are so many other things that we can associate with holidays, or Christmas tree decoration, playing some games with your friends, your family. Again, so many things. So we don't need to always connect or link food and celebrations. And so I realized, I think this is the second holiday when I realized that in my mind, finally guys, food and emotions, specifically food and certain events, aren't connected anymore. So I don't need a piece of cake to celebrate anything, but also if I feel like having a piece of cake, I don't need any celebration to justify it. I can just have that piece of cake. Even though eating such a nutritionally rich diet, like yesterday, I actually hosted a healthy cookie baking class. So basically we substituted sugar for a fake natural sweetener. We substituted flour, regular flour, for nut flour, almond flour, that is much better for our metabolism because it doesn't spike our sugar, and also much better for our gut health. So we used all natural food colorings, and glazes also was made with natural sugar substitute and almond milk. So anyhow, I hosted this class and we made these cookies that tasted pretty sweet and were delicious and were healthy, low carb and everything, and all natural and organic and everything. But I tried those cookies, a piece of it, a piece of one cookie, just because, I wanted to try what we came up with. People were saying that they were so delicious. But I realized, I really don't want to finish that cookie. I want to go home and prepare my nutritious, delicious meal, eat my fruit full of color, full of flavor, full of water, and just so juicy. And I want to cook my meal with my spices and, some meat. I actually ended up going to see light decorations in London, so I didn't have almost any food anyhow. But the cookie, it's not food anymore for me. It's like I don't even want to waste space in my stomach for that. So that's how it got. And it's not like I'm having less fun with food. I just love different foods. Food that are also very full of nutrients and juiciness and flavor and antioxidants and make me feel so good. They make my stomach sing. And that's why I'm so passionate about nutrition, guys. It literally can make you feel like singing when you make your gut bugs happy with all these nutritious, delicious foods full of antioxidants that our gut bugs, our gut microbiome loves very much. All these different kinds of fiber and all these different plant and animal compounds. So our gut loves good food. And cookies, those cookies were pretty good health-wise, but they were still not whole foods full of those colors and different nutrients and fibers and so much whole food has that all the cookies and baking, they just don't have. So I lost my cookie monster that was inside of me eating all of those cookies all these years. And I realized that, now food and holidays are not connected with me. Holidays for me, I was a little bit sad that my family is back in Russia and I couldn't celebrate with them, but now I have new friends here in London, so it was also pretty good. But that's what holidays for me are now about: people and fun things you do with people you love and cherish in your life, not about a piece of cake. So again, let me repeat, I don't need Christmas to have a piece of cake, and I don't need a piece of cake to make Christmas matter. So let this be your mantra, whatever your own cakes, I guess. Speaking about gut microbiome though, guys, you will hear more and more often that we are discovering how gut health is important for our whole body health, for our brain health, for our emotional and mental states. There are more gut bacteria and different organisms than we have human cells in our body. And it's even a question who runs the show, whether they make us just go and get food and, do everything we need to do to be successful at getting food, connections, work, procreation, and all of that. Maybe our gut microbiome also wants to procreate and connect with other microbiomes, that's just wild theory. But anyhow, guys, there are a lot of them, more than human cells. And again, it might be a question who runs the show, we or they. But what's already certain is that we do need to take care of our gut, of who lives there, if we want to feel our best, if we want to look our best. And guys, this probably last 6 months, I've been really focusing on my gut health and optimizing my foods, my routines around food to improve my gut health. And I lost a bunch of weight, 5-6 kilos. They're not coming back because I'm practicing what I started to do 6 months ago every single day, because it's easy and enjoyable and delicious. So since then, I lost a bunch of weight. My skin looks so much better. I look younger. I got leaner. I got so much more energy. I sleep so much better. So many things. I thought they were already good, but now they're much, much better. And it just keeps giving, the better I take care of my gut bugs, gut microbiome, the better I feel and look. And today, I wanted to focus on one important practice that from all the research, all the professors and scientists in the area of our circadian rhythms, time-restricted eating, our biorhythms, or also fasting, keto fasting and regular fasting, gut health, all kinds of food sensitivities, allergies, autoimmune conditions that a lot of which start in our gut. More and more professors, scientists, all kinds of educators talk about this practice that is very important for our gut health, and that is not eating 3 hours, at least 3 hours before bed. Because if we eat close to our bedtime, especially if those foods are heavier, and especially if those foods are junky foods, bad for our metabolism and our gut microbiome. So we don't sleep well. We don't allow our gut to do restoration and recycling of nutrients and cell, and to restore our gut lining, and to just do that work that happens only when we when we don't digest anything, there is this wave or sweep going on that removes all the undigested particles and remainings of food and bacteria that can be pro-inflammatory or that can make us sick. So a lot of things are happening while we sleep and while we aren't digesting food. So there are two things that we need to do for our gut health. It's not just about taking probiotics or eating probiotic-rich foods. It's also about not eating before sleep, at least 3 hours before sleep. That's what all the best doctors who are more or less knowledgeable about gut health, all of the research on our gut health, it all points to that practice. We need to eat early. So we need to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. So no food after, no snacks, no nothing. And then we need to have at least 12 hours, like at the very least 12 hours of not eating anything, just water and non-caloric natural drinks like herbal tea or maybe black coffee, even though even black coffee honestly is questionable because of caffeine and how it affects our digestive system, our liver specifically. But guys, yeah, so if you really care about your gut health, if you want to improve all aspects of how your body looks, how your brain works, what kind of emotions you experience, how much weight you usually carry, how much fat you carry, how healthy your metabolism is, if you care about these and many more things, you need to take care of your gut. And it's not just about eating certain things or not eating certain things, like processed foods with a lot of junky or factory ingredients. It's not about just not eating certain things, not about eating good things like sauerkraut or kefir and all the foods with different fibers, like all the vegetables and fruit and berries. It's equally is about not eating stuff for at least 12 hours a day during the night. It usually happens not during the day, but night sleep plus some hours during your evening and during your morning. So that's at the very least. And then what is also very important, not eating right before going to bed. 3 hours, even more is better. If you really want to speed up your weight loss, especially in the stubborn places, you probably would want to finish your food by like 4 or 5 p.m. guys. Yeah, and I am serious about that. And yes, it can feel really difficult and challenging, and at first it's going to be difficult and challenging, but that's with everything we start when it's new. Unless we start eating candy, then it's easy to continue. But with any major change in our habits, that's going to be challenging, but step by step you can get there. Maybe today you stop eating an hour earlier, maybe in a couple of weeks from there an hour earlier more. You have time, guys. You don't need to be perfect from day one. And if it doesn't work from day one, figure out a different way so it does work later. That's for me, I didn't quit sugar and desserts on day one. No, I had to spend a few years to do that completely, to get to a place where, again, I don't need a cake to celebrate, and I don't need a celebration to allow myself a piece of cake. It takes time. That's the main point, guys. To start eating earlier, finishing your food earlier, at least 3 hours before bed. After that, your last meal, you can drink herbal teas, and I suggest you, because when there is something warm in our stomach, it tends to make our hunger go away, if not completely, then partially, so it makes it easier. Also try to relax more after your dinner. That was a huge thing for me. When I noticed that I started eating at night, I realized that I was just going through too much stressful or challenging work at night, and that made me crave food, nothing else. So I rearranged my evening routine where I do more relaxing stuff, and I finish my work before that. And so that changed it for me. Now I don't feel like eating at night again, and I sleep much better. What else? Drinking herbal teas, drinking any kind of warm liquid that doesn't contain calories. What those can be, I don't know, lemon water or something like that. Don't watch television, especially if you are used to eating and snacking while watching television or watching Netflix, because if you do this behavior, it can trigger the same pattern when you watch something and you eat something. So maybe read a book. It's harder to read a book and snack. But if you are used to reading a book and snacking, then that might be also not a good idea. So try to not do those behaviors that in your mind, in your life, are linked with food. Schedule your dinner earlier. That's a no-brainer. Please do not try to train your willpower while watching other people eat. That's not gonna work. Just not gonna work, believe me. And maybe go to bed earlier to start. There is a famous Russian pop star, and part of her diet, she's like, whenever I would get hungry for all these foods that I shouldn't be eating, I would go to sleep. If it's, early in the day, she would take a short nap. And she said, that's my sleep diet, and it worked perfectly. So sleep also, it has a huge influence on our hunger hormones. So yeah, taking a nap in the middle of the day might help with that too, with feeling less hungry. And of course, good night sleep, guys. If we do not have good night sleep, we eat more processed food, all the studies show. So if we care about our gut, what do we do, guys? It's not just about not eating certain stuff or eating certain stuff like probiotic rich foods. It's also about fasting. 3 hours before bed, at least. If you want to break through some stubborn fat loss, then I would recommend 4, 5, 6 hours before bed, you stop your eating. And no less than 12 hours. You don't need to fast for 16 hours or 20. No, just do it consistently. Start with 12, build it up. You have time. And the most important thing is you make it a regular practice, not something you do for or after holidays. That's it for today, guys. Gut health and divorcing food and celebrations, emotions and foods. I made a really cool video on my YouTube channel about divorcing food and emotions and stress and celebrations. So check it out. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you a happy and merry the rest of the holiday season. Stay tuned, share this episode with other people so together you learn better. When you share it with your family and friends, now you have somebody to practice what you learn with, and then it gets so much easier because you have someone to share with your might be challenges, struggles, or you can also learn from each other, ask each other questions and figure things out together and just have some support. So share it. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.